podcast, and I don't want to bash him. I don't know how to say this because, like, I don't want to piss anyone off.
Did either of you ever consider taking the full 50K?
Oh, well, I did not want to talk about this.
Do you have the voice message?
Yeah, I do.
Shall we play it? Hi guys, welcome to Back to the Beginning, a podcast by Beginning Boutique where we hit rewind on the lives of all your fave influencers, models, social media gurus and more. So pop on your headphones, turn up the volume because this is your exclusive access to the advice, life lessons and never before heard learnings from our guests. Back to the beginning, back to the beginning, back to the beginning. Hi guys, welcome back to the Beginning. Today we have reality TV star, winner of this year's Love Island, and my personal girl crush, Claudia Bonifazio.
That is so nice. Thank you so much.
After today, you are at the top of my list.
Oh, you're just saying
I'm
that.
literally not.
You're the best.
Guys, so Claudia, I'll give you the floor. What did we do today?
Well, we had an amazing photo shoot with Beginning Boutique today. It was probably my favourite photo shoot I've ever done. Like, the vibes and the energy in the entire place was just amazing.
Look, on this podcast, what we do is we go back to the beginning. So I want to go back to the beginning of your Love Island journey. Let's get into it. It's what everyone's here for.
My name's Claudia. I'm 23. I'm from Adelaide and I'm a medical secretary. I'm very picky. I say no to a lot of people, but no one has ever said no to me. I'm definitely looking for a man, not a boy. I want someone who only has eyes for me. If their eyes go left or right, looking at another girl, I'm done. I'm Sicilian, so a full Sicilian firecracker is drama, jealousy, and always gets her way. I want someone on the same level as me. If I want something, I will get it. I have never been rejected. I don't think anyone's actually going to get in my way.
I want to start with why you applied for Love Island.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone knows this. I don't know. But I applied last year. I didn't get it. Then I got a text this year after I had just broken up with my boyfriend, Jason. I think you might know him.
I think I might have come across him before.
Yeah, maybe. And yet, I broke up with Jason. I got a text from Love Island, and I was contemplating going. I told my mum and my sister, and they were sort of like, "Do it, like you have to do it." And I was like, "I don't want to do it." Anyway, I caved because she told me it was in Spain. I was like, "Come on, man, I'm gonna miss this opportunity to go to Spain just because I'm like upset." Like, no. So yeah, I went on just wanting to have like an adventure, have some fun, make some friends, and hope to God I find love, and I did.
You did.
I know.
Can you explain what the timeline was? So when you went over, like when you got the text from the producers, and then what kind of time of year you went over into the villa?
Yeah, so I got the text earlier in the year. I reckon it was like about a 4 or 5 month audition process. Like the audition process is so lengthy by the time that you get in because there's so many stages that you have to get through. So earlier in the year I got the text, had to go like through all that audition, and then early August we went to Mallorca.
So I want to know if you believe in fate.
I believe in fate so much. The amount of stories I could tell you about with Austen and I is ridiculous.
Because there's one in particular that a little birdie told me that you guys actually crossed paths before you actually ended up in the villa.
Oh, okay. Well, we didn't, our persons didn't meet, but when you do Love Island, you do these master interviews and you're all in the same place, basically all at one time, but you're hidden from each other. Like you're all in different rooms, like being blindfolded, like taken this way and this way. And he went into the change room because he forgot his jacket, and he found a bag with my face on it in my bikini, and it said Claudia. So he saw that, told his mum, told his family, and then tried to look me up, couldn't find me. And then that same day I saw his jacket in the change rooms, and I was like, oh my God, someone wears a leather jacket. And I was thinking about that the whole time. And then, we saw each other in the villa.
That is so crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Was he trying to look you up because he was like, I like the look of her?
Yeah, and then he told me recently, he's like, as soon as I saw your bag, like he was talking about it the whole time before the villa, and then when he got in the villa, his first thought was, I need to find Claudia. And I was like, no way. And he's like, yeah.
But he still didn't pick you.
And he still didn't pick me.
In the lineup.
Oh, no, he still didn't friggin' pick me. And I continue to give him crap for it every single day.
I mean, it's okay because you ended up together anyway.
I know. The story ends well, but I'm still salty. Although he says it's my fault. Whatever.
Because you started with Jordan and Austen started with Layla. Yes. But then after a bit of a spicy kiss, you soon realised that you guys were meant to be. Yeah. Did you expect to find like someone so quickly in the villa?
No way. I'm such a picky person. So I didn't think it was going to be easy for me to want to be with someone and like someone. Like I knew that I was going to like have fun and maybe go find a few people, but never in my life would I think I'd find someone so perfect so quickly and then like just stick with him the whole way. I did not expect that whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was a big shock.
And I guess when you're in the villa, it's kind of like artificial, right? It's not a real life situation.
No.
Were you scared that when you came out of the villa, things would change?
Oh my God. And this is what I tried to tell everyone or like show on the show, because when you're in the villa, you're surrounded by cameras. You don't know what everyone's like in real life. They could just be putting a show on, which, you know, you're supposed to be doing, but you don't know if they're faking it or whatever. So I was really concerned how he was specifically going to be outside of the villa. Like if he was going to be this trustworthy, if he was going to be this loyal and whatever. And he just continuously proves me like wrong every single day. He's just the most perfect person outside. Yeah. I was very concerned about that.
I mean, we know because there were two major hurdles that you had in the villa. And the first one is that you did not trust Austen, not because it was Austen, just because you obviously had like deeper rooted issues. Yeah. Can you talk to me about, first of all, what do you think caused those issues? And then how do you feel like you got over them with Austen? Because obviously it was really detrimental to your relationship and it really did almost cause you guys to like split up on the show.
Yeah. I was a bit like, I understand how it looks from an outsider's perspective when someone is shown on TV as so loyal and so trustworthy, but like the person isn't reciprocating that or being like, no, I can see that you're trustworthy and acknowledging that. But also people don't realize that they're the ones watching him. I couldn't see him when you guys could see him or whatever. But also like I have a past. Yeah. Everyone has a past. Everyone has trust issues, whether they like it or not. You know, it just happens. And some are worse than others. And I don't know, I didn't like all the comments after because some people were really mean. They were like talking about, oh, how can she not trust him? He's been so great. But like, you don't know what I've been through. Yeah. You don't know what type of like stuff I've been through with guys. And I've had like some of the worst relationships ever. And that like takes a toll on someone. I think a lot of girls can agree as well. Yeah. When they've had relationships like that. It doesn't leave you. It sticks with you. And it takes a man like Austen to get over it.
100%. And I think that's what so many women like viewing Love Island this year really resonated with you with. Like when you were explaining like it's not that Austen's done anything. It's like the fact that you carry baggage from your past, and like that doesn't just go away.
I know. And people are like, oh, she should have fixed herself before she went on. And I'm like,
it's not that easy.
It's so not that easy. Like you try it. You be in my position and you try it. And also, I'm not going to like give up Spain just because I have some personal issues. Are you joking me?
Exactly.
Like it was an experience. I'm not just going to say like, oh no, I actually have trust issues, so I can't go on. Yeah. Like everyone has trust issues, I feel like.
Exactly. And I guess the other hurdle that was on your Love Island journey and maybe some of the causes of the trust issues was a man himself, your ex. Yeah. Talk to me about what it was like when Jess came back into that villa and started describing your ex word for word. What were your initial thoughts?
Okay, so I had no idea he was going on whatsoever. I got a lot of questions after the show had aired, like, oh my God, did you know he was coming on? I knew you knew he was going on, but like, were you shocked? I didn't know he was going on. He is the last person out of all my boyfriends that I've had, out of everyone that I know, that would go on that show. So I was in so much shock. Like I was happy to have someone there that like I knew and that I was with strangers. I didn't know these people from a bar of soap. I spent a few weeks with them, but like I knew him, so that felt good to like have someone I knew and was comfortable with. But also, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah,
like we're done. We're done. And also, didn't end great.
Did you feel like his storyline was genuine, like the whole "I'm coming to Spain to get you back," or do you feel like he just sort of was offered the opportunity by the producers and ran with it?
So I think he was genuine in trying to get me back, because that's just him. But also, what's just him is the fact that he would do anything. He's the most adventurous person ever.
Yeah.
When they said, "Oh, you want to come to Spain?" He's gonna say, "Of course." Like he's just that type of person. But reality shows are not for him. I think he just did it for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And in hopes of getting me back, I guess.
It's a long way to come just to be told no.
I know. And I still wonder, like, what? Why? Like, why? Just say no. Just say no.
Because is it true that when you go on Love Island, you have to fill out a form, I guess, and list everyone like that you've ever dated, or like some people that you've dated, and that's how they find him? Because the producers aren't working overtime to like dredge up your past, right?
No. So yeah, there is like, you have to, I think, put like ex-boyfriends, and then they are like detectives. They will find anyone and everyone. So you do have to add ex-boyfriends, and yes, and I unfortunately added my real ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, you should have just made up a name.
I know.
But I guess they would have known. They would have known.
I didn't want to lie. I was like, no way, I can't. But no, they're not that good that they look through all my Instagram and be like, oh, this guy. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said I kind of incriminated myself, but
that's okay, because I feel like in the end it actually helped you guys, because
absolutely.
We were talking about before, I feel like there is just one way you win Love Island, and it is you couple up at the start, you have some kind of problem, and then you come back together and you win it. And you and Austen just like nailed that to a T. Not that you were trying to do that, but like,
yeah, I know. It's like a good book. It like, and I don't know, like, I'm really glad that Austen and I didn't have a massive like him cheating or me cheating or something like that, because like I don't know if I could have recovered from that. But yeah, I know. I think we did have a pretty good storyline. I think we got lucky with that.
Yeah.
We did really well, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But also, the question on everyone's lips was, where was Casa Amor this year? Like, everyone was just waiting. And were you guys in the villa, like, every day waking up being like, surely today's Casa Amor?
I am not joking you. We genuinely thought Casa Amor was happening until, like, maybe a week and a half before the end. We were like, there's no way they're doing Casa Amor. We were, like, even trying to look for, like, villas across the pathway and the driveway and be like, that's Casa Amor. Oh, my God, there's people there. We see people. But, like, we were just delusional. We were waiting for it. We had game plans, what would happen as soon as it happened, and like what we were going to bring, and made sure our laundry was ready. It was so funny.
And do you know, did they ever give you any kind of inkling as to why they didn't do it this year?
They did not give us any reason. I'm assuming, I don't know, like, because it was in Spain?
Yeah.
I actually don't know. Like, I wish they did it. I would love to have seen the boys go through that test. I don't know. I wish they did it.
If they had have done it, let's play a little game.
Oh, okay.
If they had have done it, A, do you think Austen would have strayed? And then B, which couples do you think would have strayed?
Okay.
Boys and girls.
Yeah, okay. I don't think Austen would have strayed.
I agree.
I really hope that's true.
No, he's
Austen,
obsessed with you.
You better not have strayed. No, I don't think he would have strayed. I think Al would have strayed. Callum would have strayed. Mm-hmm. I don't know about Mitchell.
Yeah, okay. Like Phoebe's Mitchell.
Only because only because he was like alone with Callum. And Callum is an instigator.
When they're together.
Yeah. But also I know Mitchell loves Phoebe so much. So, I mean, it's weird knowing them now and knowing them back then, like knowing how crazy they are about each other now and before. But
exactly. And I feel like if Casa Amor was towards the end, he probably wouldn't have. Like the drama at the start only happened, I think, because it was at the get-go. Like at the start, they barely knew each other.
Yeah. And also like I guess he had to experience like and see if it was like what he really wanted, and But no, I think Callum, our girls, I was going to say Jess, but I don't think she would. I think she was so head over heels for Al.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think, obviously, Maddie. Oh, I don't think anyone else really. Oh, Phoebe H.
Yeah. Do you think
Probably.
Phoebe H and Jordan both would have come back with someone?
And Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about Jordan. Both of them, I think. You know what? Phoebe H in the end was very, like, really liked Jordan. But when Mitch Bomb came in, the way she acted, I was like, oh.
And do you think Mitch and Tina would have come back with someone different?
No. I think Mitch and Tina were definitely for each other from the get-go.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I don't think that they were there to entertain anyone else. As soon as, like, Mitch saw Tina came in, it was curtains. Like, it was them, like, they were together.
I know, Tina's going to kill me, but no, I completely agree. And I think they had to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think they had to get through that again so that they know to never do it again. Please.
Tina, if you're listening.
Please don't do it.
I also wanted to ask about Jason's storyline of being with your parents like every day. What was the go with that? Was your ex-boyfriend really spending that much time with your parents? Because I know if my ex-boyfriend was rocking up at my parents' house, I would be weirded out.
No. When I got back home, my mum was so upset. She was so upset that Jason had said that. Because they didn't speak every day. They spoke maybe like once a week, and then he obviously told them that he was going on the show, and he came over to the house just to like say that he was going on the show and talk about it and stuff. And like, I don't know why he said it. I don't know if it was just for the show, if he wanted to just try and amp me up. But no, that wasn't true. He never saw them every day. He didn't talk to them every day. And some of the stuff that he said my mum said, she didn't even say.
Oh my gosh.
And so she got really upset, and he like apologized to her. But like, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know why he did it. I don't know if it was like he was told to say that or if he just wanted to piss me off.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's the latter.
Uh-huh. And speaking of things that aren't 100% true, I want to talk about Connor. Because Connor was only on the show for a little bit, not that long. He was obviously coupled up with Jess for a really long time.
Yeah.
And there wasn't too much shown except for just like a few back and forth fights between him and Jess. But my personal opinion is that he came across quite controlling. And also, obviously, you made that iconic jab at him saying that you thought he was a misogynist, but he probably wouldn't even know what that meant.
I was very proud of that.
I mean, I thought it was a great line.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about like the beef that did not get shown on the show, like between you and Connor?
Yeah, so Connor and I did not see eye to eye, and so I wanted to try and be nice to him, and Jess would also like sort of push me to be nice to him because she was with him. And so when we had a chat, it would be for like 2 minutes, but like the things that he did to Jess, and I don't want to bash him, but the things that he did to Jess on the show was so aggravating. And watching like your best friend in the show deal with that was so annoying because like I could see how like at the very start she was already crying like the second day. Come on.
And what was he doing to like cause her to do that?
Okay, so he would just constantly talk about the strategies to win the show.
Yeah,
constantly.
wow.
And I mean, I know that they didn't put that in there, but it was so constant that we would all talk about it. Like even when we were doing the caddy walk, my thing was basically talking about how he just wants to win the show, but I didn't end up doing that. I think it was a bit too mean. And he was just like so possessive and like would just talk about like being famous and stuff like this, and it would just annoy all of us. Like, just chill out. None of us are talking about this but you.
Yeah.
And like he would do stuff to try and like make her jealous when like she just didn't care. I felt so bad for her as well. He would I don't know how to say this because, like, I don't want to piss anyone off. It's just, like, really, no, we should do this. Like, we should do this. Like,
yeah, very, like, direct.
Very direct. And also, I don't know if I can say this, but he made this big thing that, like, he had this massive past with this girl and, like, it was a really serious topic and we weren't allowed to talk to it. And it was, like, this big secret that none of us knew. And then one day he comes up to me at the pool and just says, I need to tell you something to me. And I'm like, okay. He goes, my ex-girlfriend is Nick Kyrgios's girlfriend.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah. And she like left me for him or something. And, like, that was his big secret.
Oh, what? That's
I
so
know.
random.
And I don't know if he thought that was going to be a storyline or something, but, like, he was making it so, like, he didn't want to tell anyone.
It sounds like he just, from the get-go, went in with a game plan and tried to drop little bits. Yeah. And then the producers just, like, did not entertain it at all.
Yeah, which it was so, like, he wasn't even hiding it.
Yeah.
He was not hiding it. And it was just, I don't know, I couldn't be around him.
Speaking of, like, that kind of energy in the villa, I feel like for the past couple of years, unfortunately, we have seen some kind of, like, mean boy bully energy from especially, like, the male, like, characters on the show. We had Connor, obviously, this year. I do feel like the Love Island producers should have shown a bit more of that side of him because obviously you don't want to encourage that kind of behavior in young men, but I also think it is important to show it. That that is what that person is like.
I'm glad they added in his little tantrum that he had on the daybed because, like, I'm so glad that people could see that.
Exactly.
Like, that was, like, a lot of the time.
Exactly, but, like, it's like, if that was just one thing, they really should have been showing the extent of it because on a show that's based off your character and people are voting for you, you really want to know who you're voting for because you're potentially, like, catapulting these people into being an influencer and you want people who have the right kind of morals to be influencers. Yeah. And it's the same thing, I mean, just yesterday, like, obviously Aaron Waters from season 3, has gone into the UK Love Island and in his promo video just basically slandered Courtney Stubbs, who he was originally coupled up with, talking badly about the way that she looks, and the Love Island producers literally put B-roll of her on there, just really setting her up to be a target for online bullying and hate. Have you experienced any of that kind of, like, negative energy coming out of the villa, like, on your socials?
Firstly, I want to say that was disgusting what he did. Like, I can't even I just don't understand the thought process of all of that. It was just like, yeah, it probably makes good TV for, like, people, but it's just the most saddest thing you could do.
And it's someone. Like, there's a real person behind that. Like, Courtney is the most lovely, sweetest person ever. And to see her, like, crying, responding on her stories was so heartbreaking.
I know, it's disgusting. Like, those type of people shouldn't have a platform.
No.
Like, that is just, what has she done to you? Anyway, I can't even talk about it. It makes me say he's just whatever. I mean, you get hate messages, but it's whether you choose to acknowledge them or not. And I'm guilty of looking at them.
Yeah.
And, like, Austen's next to me and I'm like, can you believe this person said that? And he's like, babe, just don't.
Just turn it off. I know.
Just turn the phone off.
It's so hard, though.
But it's so hard because then they say something and you're like, far out. Is that, like, true? But then also, who are they? Like, they're probably behind the screen, like, this miserable person who just, like, likes to take time out of the day to just, like, make other people upset. Like, I don't know. It is really hard. And also going on a show where you're, like, so public, so also, like, basically nude.
Yeah.
In front of the whole world is a big thing to do because, like, everyone's seeing every bit of you. Yeah. Even when you, like, just wake up, go to bed, have makeup on. So it's very judgmental. And I think you have to have a very strong mind for that and strong, like, what's the word?
Like, sense of self.
Yeah, have a very strong sense of self because it can be very hard. People are very mean.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so you went into the villa and you'd actually come out of the villa before it had even started, like the show had even started to air, because obviously you were there July, August?
August to September.
And then the show came out late September?
No, like late November, December.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wild. So you got to watch it all in real time? Real time, like as it was on the TV.
Yeah, as the public was watching it, we were watching it. Yeah.
And so were you surprised by anyone's edit, like, or your own edit? Like, were you kind of offended at anything they did or didn't put in?
Oh my God, there's so many things I could say. I really did not like how they portrayed Stella and Mitchell. I didn't like that at all. Stella is, like, the most amazing person on this planet. Out of everyone in that villa, like, no one deserves hate, but also out of everyone, she's the, like, most angelic person. She wouldn't even hurt a fly. She doesn't even hurt a fly. Like, if there's a fly in there, she would catch it and let it free. Like, you know. And also Mitchell, of course they're going to only air the bad parts, but, like, he was our best friend in the villa. He is such a good guy. So I didn't like how they edited that. I also didn't like how they edited some of my stuff. Like when I was having arguments with Austen, obviously they want me to be like the crazy one, which is fine. But like sometimes it was justified. Like for instance, when we had the, do you remember the challenge we had where they were like, it was like the Christmas boxes and they would like, we would have a quote.
Yeah.
And I got angry at the quotes.
Yes.
When I spoke to Austen, I already spoke to Mitch. So once I spoke to Mitch, I was completely fine. So when I sat down with Austen, I did not have an issue. Like I was like, okay, all good. And they didn't, I don't even think they added a word I said in there because I was fine with it.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at all the comments, they're like, oh, why is she still angry? I wasn't even angry. Yeah. Like that's what frustrated me so much is like people can just misconstrue everything, which I mean, I know the truth, so that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then so talk me through, you're in the finale. You have Callum and Mads, you and Austen, Phoebe and Mitch.
Yeah.
And you have to film 3 separate endings because obviously it's not filmed live.
Yeah.
How awkward was it to film the 3 separate endings?
Do you know what? We like when we meet fans, we get asked that all the time. It was not awkward at all because like it was actually fun. It was genuinely fun to do that. We had all like a lot of the old castmates there. They were there and they were like sitting down watching us and they would all come up to us and hug us at the end. So it was like really fun and like we acted like it was like acting. It was just cool. It was cool. But also there was an element of surprise because we all win, obviously collective, like we all have a chance to win.
Yeah.
So they film every one of us winning, but you don't know who's going first, second and third for like pretending to win.
Of course, yeah.
So the first and second people, which we were second, Callum and Mads were first, was like the most genuine, oh my God, they said our names.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, obviously.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, like,
sense?
they still, like, they're calling it out, but they don't tell you, like, it's your turn now. So, you're still, like, a little bit shocked.
So, there's a little bit of an element of surprise.
Yeah.
A little bit.
The winners of Love Island 2022 are... Claudia and Austen.
When you were filming it, was there like this little part of you being like, this could be real? Like, I could really be accepting like $50,000 right now.
I just got goosebumps. It's like, it's the most unreal feeling. Like you think it's a movie. You're like, I shouldn't be here. This is not real life. But yeah, you feel like it's real. You feel like you've won when you pretend to win.
Yeah.
You feel like you have won the show. And like, I mean, thankfully we did. But like, it was just an amazing experience. And I'm actually glad that everyone got to experience that because it feels amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
It feels great to win, obviously.
Even though you guys are the only ones that actually got to reap the benefits.
I know. It was still cool. Like there was like things that go off and like everyone comes like hugs you and congratulates you. It was fun.
Of course. Fun. And then so when the actual finale aired, obviously you didn't know who was going to win.
No.
So talk me through like the experience of that day. Like were you nervous all day? What did you do that night to watch it?
So I was going to spend it with my family, but I had to go to Sydney. So luckily I got to spend it with Austen's family, and all his family were there, and they were so beautiful. They put a banner up. Oh my God, they were so cute. Stop. They put a banner up of like me and his names. It was so sweet. And I had my family on FaceTime, and they had like a few family members on their FaceTime. And we were so nervous. I feel like me and Austen were the only ones that did not think we were going to win. Like even Phoebe and Mitch, bless their souls, they were like, so what are you going to do with the money when you win? Because we went to lunch that day, all of us, like majority of the Love Island people, and they were all saying to us like, what are you going to do when you win? Like even Vac, she's so freaking cute. She was going up to random people she's like, vote for Claudia and Austen.
Oh my God.
She was so funny, but we were so nervous. We were like shaking, like sweating. And just to top it off, so when we were getting to the finals and like there was like 3, 2, 1, like who wins, I had my family on FaceTime and Austen, we were here in Sydney, but in Adelaide it showed before Sydney did.
Oh my gosh,
so
of course.
I heard my family scream and I look at my phone and it was a minute delayed and I was like, Austen, we won.
Oh my God.
And he just goes, what? And I'm like, we just won. He's like, no, we didn't. And as soon as he said that, they said Austen and Claudia on the screen.
my God.
And we were just like so excited. It was like, I don't know, it gets shivers talking about it. It's like crazy.
It's so amazing.
Yeah. It was
And
great.
then, so what are you going to do with the money?
Everyone asked.
Did either of you ever consider taking the full 50K?
Oh, absolute no, not at all. Absolutely
I'm
not.
desperate for someone 1 year to take the full 50K.
Do you know what? I want to see. I mean, it would be terrible for the other person, but
I
I
know.
want to see that
I
because
just
that's
wanna
never
see
happened
it.
in the history.
Like one girl boss just take one for the team and just
Imagine
be
the
like,
hate they
this,
did.
I know.
They would be tormented. But what if like the person did something really bad?
I mean, I guess it really, yeah.
It depends
then
on, like, the
I don't
situation.
think they would win.
That's
Like
true.
no one would vote for them if the other person was like really horrible.
That's so true.
But what are you going to do with money?
Okay, so this is going to be such a boring answer. I mean, I've given some to my family, even though they did not want it. I want to get my best friend a really nice gift. I hope she's not listening to this because she does not know about that yet. And honestly, spend it on flights and hopefully rent if we move to Sydney soon.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So now that you've come out of the villa,
Yeah.
obviously Austen moved to Adelaide to move in with you,
Yes, you did.
which is very nice of
I
him.
know.
So cute.
He's so beautiful. He actually did it.
I know. It's crazy. And like you guys literally moved in straight away. I mean,
Straight after.
sometimes I
final.
forget you guys really only have been together for like 8 weeks. I mean, not anymore, but like at the time.
I know. I know. And we were already talking about moving in, but I will say one day in the villa feels like a week.
Yeah.
And like I know hearing that you're like, whatever, but like I am telling you, it feels like a week. We don't have phones. We don't have like a piece of paper and a pen. We have each other to talk to the entire day.
And you don't have a job to go to.
No.
You don't have anything to study.
No.
Like you don't have family to spend time with in there.
Exactly.
Like I feel like it really just accelerates like getting to know someone so much because
so
if
much.
you just start casually dating someone, you have to go to your job, you have your
Exactly.
friends, you have extracurricular.
That's what we tried to tell people.
and then, like that takes what you guys did in a week probably takes people 3 months to
That's
get
what
through.
we tried to explain to people. We're like, you see them maybe like 2 hours, or like every two.
You're
every
with them,
4
like,
days.
24/7.
But we're with them 24 freaking
and
7.
sharing a bed straight away, like that's so
Exactly.
intimate.
It's so intimate. You see every nook and cranny. You like understand what they're like when you live with them, and yeah, it's very intense, very forward. So yeah, if anyone is doubting, because I didn't believe that, I'm like, no, there's no way that a day could feel like a week. It does,
Yeah.
because it's very boring some days. So it goes on and on and on and on.
I love that. And so you're living in Adelaide now.
Yeah.
But there was a period of time before the show released and like while the show was on where you guys couldn't live together, right?
No, I know.
And you guys
Don't bring
could-
that up. I hated it.
You could barely even see each other.
We couldn't. So he would come to Adelaide and I would go to Sydney, but we weren't allowed to leave the house. We did, but we like put hoodies on and stuff, or we'd like separate each other when we walked, or just go to the beach or something where no one could see us. But it was so difficult.
Did you get recognized at any point?
Yes.
And were you stressing? Were you like, the producers are going to kill me?
No, I was. I'm like so like I can't tell anyone to make sure we're all hidden. Austen does not give one crap. He is like the friggin' Tom Holland of Australia. He will tell anyone anything. So when like people saw us or they saw him in Adelaide, and they'd be like, "Oh, why are you in Adelaide?" And he'd be like, "Why do you think I'm here? Like, why
Yeah.
else would I be here? Like, come on." Or like they'd see us together like walking, and like they would want to take pictures with us, and we'd just like separate. Like
Yeah.
they'd take one with him and then they'd take one with me because that was my idea. He would be like, "No, let's
You're
take
like, yeah,
it
for sure.
He's so bad.
Also, I don't think you guys understand, like, Claudia looks small on TV, but when I met her today, and I'm not a tall person, I'm like 5'2". Claudia is like 5 foot flat. She's the tiniest human being I've ever seen. She got into my car and I was like, oh, you're so small.
That's the first thing people say.
She is like a little compact pocket rocket. And Austen is like, what, 6'4"?
He's 6'4".
So they're not exactly inconspicuous walking down like this tiny
No.
little person and then like a giant man.
It's pretty obvious.
It's pretty hard to
I know.
hide.
But
when you
also,
have-
I make him look so tall.
Yeah.
Because I'm so short. But like people think that he's just really tall. He is really tall.
6'4" is pretty tall.
It's pretty tall, but I'm just really short.
Yeah, I think you guys just like exaggerate each other's heights. Like
Oh my
he
God,
makes you
yeah.
look shorter and you make him look way taller.
That's why, like I feel like everyone thinks I'm taller because I was wearing heels on the show.
Yeah, true.
Oh, every single night, by the way, guys. Every single night we wore heels. Just remember that.
Were your feet dying by the end of it?
My feet, I'm just letting you guys know this is TMI, but my little toe formed a curve.
No.
They're like was like molded to my heel.
I would have just put on like thongs straight away.
You can't.
They make you wear heels?
Like, it's like you want to look your best.
Yeah, of course.
Sort of like type of thing.
When you walk into the villa, do you have to wear bikinis and heels?
Yes.
Do you get an option?
No.
There's no other
You
option.
get like, if you don't feel like comfortable, you can wear like something that covers. But like ultimately it is their show and they choose sort of what you want to wear. But you can have your say. Like if you stand up for yourself, you can have your say. Like they're pretty good like that. They're pretty lenient when it comes to like if you don't feel good or, you know, they're pretty great like that. Yeah.
Okay. And so, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked. So you guys are now thinking about moving to Sydney.
Yes.
Or you're going to move to Sydney.
So I love Adelaide and I will live in Adelaide like for the rest of my life when I'm maybe like 27, after that. But for right now, specifically with like the things that we're getting invited to and like people that we know, we have to be central, and Adelaide just seems so far away from everything. And buying plane tickets to Sydney, sorry Sydney, you are so expensive and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of buying so many plane tickets, and like honestly the other day I had to cancel my Melbourne tickets because I had an event that just sprung up on me, so I lost like $700, which is fine. But also, like, I'm just so sick of plane tickets. I'm so sick of buying them. I just want to be central where it's just easy, like hour flights to like everywhere. And Sydney is.
Because you're really fully launching yourself into like this career, into like your modelling, acting, like influencing. So before you were on Love Island, you were a medical receptionist, right?
Yes.
So do you want to talk a little bit about that and like why you decided to like, because I feel like you really light up when you talk about like your past work because you loved it, right?
I know. No one ever asked me about my old job, but I loved my old job like so much. I miss it, to be honest. I worked at a cardiac clinic for a specific cardiologist, and it was my favorite job in the world. I left the job after a few years just because I didn't really get along with like someone who I was working for. And the pay wasn't that great, but like that has like made me want to like be a nurse or study medicine. It was my favorite job in the world, and I basically like just did dictation and like was basically my doctor's secretary. Then I went to colorectal, which was amazing. My boss was so lovely, but then a few months into that I got the Love Island text, and I told her, and she was so happy for me. I didn't tell her what it was because I couldn't tell anyone. But she was so happy for me. And
did you just say like I'm going on a reality show?
I just said I was going on a reality show and it's going to be on an island, but I can't tell you where it is. She was trying to figure out where it was. She was so happy for me though, and I said to her, "Look, I don't know if I'm going to come back. I'm going to try, but if it gets too hectic, I don't want to put you in that position."
Yeah, of course.
And she literally, I went for lunch with her like a week after I got back, and she was like, "Do whatever you got to do. If you want to come back, you come back. If you don't want to come back, don't come back."
I love that.
She's so beautiful. But I do miss her. I miss doing like dictation and like typing letters and learning about the body and stuff. So I might go back to it.
And so now that you're out of the villa, what is kind of, I guess, not your game plan, but where ideally do you want to go from here?
I mean, Austen and I, like, we don't like to say where we're going to go. We don't like to, like, assume anything. We like to make, like, vision boards and, like, hope for, like, stuff to happen. I personally want to get more into acting than influencing. I mean, I do like influencing. I like trying on, like, clothes and, like, meeting people and doing photo shoots. I love that. But I love being creative, and I love pretending I'm someone that I'm not.
Yeah.
So acting is probably my main goal. But influencing is like, it's great. It's great. It's a really friggin' good job.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
if you can get a platform, I'm like so grateful for it. I really am. But acting is my go-to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And since you've come out of the villa, you've had some interesting experiences, like some people sliding into your DMs.
Oh, no.
Do you want to talk about that? A certain too hot to handle contestant and some sparks that they've caused?
Yes. So, well, I did not want to talk about this because I didn't want to give this person any type of like...
We can call him redacted so he doesn't get any clout.
Awesome. Let's call him redacted.
Redacted.
So I didn't want to give redacted any clout. But like now I'm like, screw it. You know, like you're going to talk crap about me. I will give it right back to you.
So go back to the start. He sent you a voice message.
Yeah.
And he said...
So I got a message in my DMs, and it was a voice message from Redacted, and basically telling me to come to Gold Coast for New Year's and that he's with this other Redacted guy who's like famous or whatever. And I showed Austen, and he was like, what the hell? Anyway, because like obviously Austen's all over my Instagram page, and he told me that he was going to be with other Love Island people who I know, and to come. And I was like, okay, well, clearly he just doesn't give a crap, whatever. And we went on a podcast, and I exposed the fact that he sent that.
Do you have the voice message?
Yeah, I do.
Should we play it?
Oh, yeah, if you want to.
Hey, listen, I'm on vacation in the Gold Coast. I don't know if you're around, but listen, me and Josh from Love Island UK are going to be in Gold Coast for New Year's, so if you're around, pull up and visit with us.
Okay. Cool?
Cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, okay. I don't know about you. That doesn't sound friendly.
No.
Anyway, so I went on that podcast and I told them that he did that. He then came out on a podcast and said that it was a friendly invitation, and he asked all the other islanders, which he didn't. My beautiful friend Phoebe and Mitchell commented on his TikTok and said,
we didn't get an invite.
We didn't get an invite. Where was our invite? And then other islanders commented backing him up, which we'll get into in a second, which I found very confusing as to why this person was defending someone they've met once, which is fine. I don't find that friendly. I find that a bit like promiscuous.
And did Austen get a message?
No, Austen didn't. No, Austen didn't
Funny
get a
that.
message. Isn't that funny?
Funny that.
And I'm still yet to hear who else got a message. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Anyway, so this guy's come out on the podcast basically like bashing my boyfriend and like calling him insecure and whatever, and then goes on to tell the world that Holly and Tack called me a clout chaser. Tack, who I was like really good friends with in the villa.
Who Tack has denied this allegation, right?
Okay, so I like separately messaged both of them and sent them the podcast. That's all I did. Holly messaged me actually and said, oh my God, that's not true. And I messaged Tack and I just sent him the podcast. Tack says that, he thinks Holly might have said it. He didn't say it. Of course he didn't say it. And then Holly was like, I can't talk for Tack, but I didn't say it. So they're both basically saying they didn't say it, but maybe the other one did.
It's sounding very fishy.
That sounds so funny.
It's sounding like someone said it.
Yeah. So then I did a little extra digging and I asked another Love Islander. And this person basically confirmed that Tack did say it and Holly would have said it as well.
Oh my gosh.
So respectfully, I will not be talking to them until I understand why. And, you know, why would they say that?
I mean, how can you be the one that's chasing clout when you're the one who won Love Island? And you're not even the one who contacted Redacted.
I know.
But and we don't even want to talk about his name because he's not worth it.
He's not worth it. I mean, I love how this Redacted says that I'm the clout chaser when he is the biggest clout chaser in the world.
100%.
And yeah, and I feel like they said that, to be honest. I feel like they said that because they think that this guy's like a big person, like a big name or whatever, and they wanted to sort of impress him and like defend him in all his glory and whatever. But like, I only know this guy from him getting a cockroach thrown into his face. So like, he doesn't seem to be a big name to me.
No, if you're known as a cockroach guy, you can't have that much clout, babe.
I know. Like, come on.
There's no way.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about this idiot. I'm not going to even talk to him. I'm not going to say his name.
I'm desperate for a Love Island reunion. I know Australia's never had one before, but I think this is the year that they can really like bring it back because I think they need one because there has just been so much that's gone down. So Love Island producers, if you're listening to this is my personal request to have a reunion.
I know. I think having it, because all the drama happens after it's done because you hear like all this shit talking. And like, am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah.
You hear all this shit talking and like people like just doing stuff for clout and whatever. And it really all erupts after. So, like, if we could do a post Love Island, that would be amazing. If you're listening,
Maybe we should just get everyone into this tiny little podcast room, and I can conduct a reunion.
Would be amazing.
I'll just call upon you all and be like, what happened with this?
Yeah.
Did you call her a clout chaser? Yes or no?
I know. I honestly, I would buy tickets to see that.
And you would have to be in it, Claudia.
Oh,
you couldn't buy a ticket if you're in it.
Sorry, yeah. Honestly, that would be a good show. I would watch that. Like, if I was an outsider, I would watch that because there is so much drama on the outside that I didn't even know about. That's sprung up.
Guys, send us a message. I think we can make this happen. I
God,
think we should try and make this happen.
No, because honestly, I would come, and I know Austen would come, and I know a few other people would come. So
everyone, message Beginning Boutique's Instagram if you want to make this reunion happen.
Oh my gosh,
I think this would be great. Yeah. Claudia, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today and coming to shoot with us and everything.
It was amazing. I honestly had the best day. It's just been so good.
I have had literally the best time with you. I feel like I found a new best friend.
I was just going to say,
holding hands today at the shoot.
I was just going to say, I was like, I found my new best friend.
Yeah, literally.
So, she's in Brisbane.
You're going to be needing to come back very often because I'm going to miss you.
Oh my God.
And thank you so much, guys. If you like this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe and share on your story. It really helps out the podcast grow. And stay tuned for next week. We have another exciting guest. Bye.
Bye.